Oh my God, slop, damn, slop. Cubicle, I look like bats on the ceiling. Black on my cape, can't see what I'm dealing. Black in my heart, can't feel any feeling with my slot ass slut, so I gotta keep willing. But so thirsty, gotta keep getting down.
What's the theory so far? To me, Ralph is Mephisto, right?
What?
Right? Yeah,
Ralph,
it's Mephisto for sure.
Right? It is, right?
Yeah,
Maybe.
Mephisto's behind the whole thing for sure. I've been saying that shit since we started. We also
Maybe.
do a thing that's just on Instagram TV. It's called Hot Takes. So we talk about episodes of shows that we're watching and stuff like that.
Right.
I've been saying since the beginning, Mephisto's doing the whole thing. Mephisto's behind the whole thing. And,
Frank, you say maybe?
Yeah, well, I think also it's important to bring the fact that we can't. I don't think we should always be in agreement. I'm not saying maybe just to disagree.
Oh no,
with
for sure.
But I think that we don't have enough information yet. I still think there's so much that's not being said. It could go in a very different direction. I don't think it's impossible.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely
personally
always can go in a different direction.
I don't think that Wanda's pulling
that's
all the
happened
strings.
plenty.
I think that she is now self-aware of what's going on, but I don't think at the beginning, maybe she was being influenced to start all this or something, So
yeah,
right,
no, definitely.
Do you think it seemed like she contradicted herself in the last episode though, where she was like, "Oh, you think I'm doing this?" And then, but it was like,
right,
she was.
Right.
I'm like,
that's right. Yeah.
But at the same time,
I think she just kind of woke up there or whatever, right? And she's like,
right.
"Oh shit!" But I don't think she even even the first 2 episodes, I don't think she realized it at all. I think she started doing it little by little. You see her kind of get deep in thought and weird things start happening, and that's it. That's I think little by little she's realizing it. But like she said in that last episode, I have what I want. So why would she be why would she even question it? She has the perfect life. She has a husband.
Yeah.
She has kids, her kids, everything. And it does seem like there's things that are pushing her to certain things, like having kids, which kind of reinforces the Mephisto theory.
The Mephisto theory, right?
What do you think about
kids,
Pietro being recasted like that? As they say, you know what I mean? The fact that she doesn't know that version of him, so why? And she didn't conjure him.
Right. So all the more reason why she's not the one controlling it.
Right. And that's what pushed me to she's not controlling it. And whoever this is has some type of hold over her emotions and knowing that she could break through it. But now you have everything. You have Vision, who you thought you lost. You have kids, which you always wanted. Now you got Pietro, who was the missing thing in your life. Now, why will I leave it?
Exactly. And I mean, and also, and it makes sense because it was about to go down between Wanda and Vision. Vision was already hey, something's happening here. This shit ain't right, And then all of a sudden that happens. It's somebody's watching it. Whoever's controlling the Mephisto. My biggest theory is that Agnes, who very funny by the way. Agnes is, and it's been on the internet too forever. It's Agatha Harkness that works with Mephisto,
right?
Right.
So she's the one doing the hex.
She's
the one holding those people hostage. She's the one holding those people hostage. Because whenever they talk about it, they're like, "Oh, you gotta stop her" or whatever. Nobody says who is her. We're all just supposed to assume it's Wanda.
About her,
it's probably Agnes.
About her being on the show though is when she messes up that line. And she goes, "Oh, do you want me to take it from the top?" Because,
right.
That. I don't know. That really made it confusing for me because it's wait. So
I think it's just misdirection.
To who? It's just misdirection. Besides the viewer.
Misdirection. Yeah. You think as powerful as Agatha is super powerful in the comic books. She's obviously super powerful here. You think she doesn't know there's people outside fucking around? Trying to
but why would she?
Thing.
But I think Frank
to confuse Wanda.
Why would she turn to Wanda and say that though? You know what I'm saying? If Wanda doesn't have some creative control over this,
to keep Vision thinking that she does.
But Vision
was there. Vision was there. He
Vision
caught on
to it though. He literally said, "What the fuck was that?"
Exactly. That's the point. He caught on to it, so he knows or thinks that Wanda's completely in charge of it because she's looking to Wanda for direction.
Oh, I see what you mean. So
you know what I mean?
She's doing it so that way
if you're acting, yeah, exactly.
If you're curtain or
so that we don't, because Vision's realizing it, and she can control him obviously as well as other people because he's a machine. So to throw him off the scent, make it look like she's in control. She's the director of this. She's doing all this, make it look like she's the one doing. That's why Vision confronts Wanda like that. It was right after that, right? So
can y'all? So is Vision still alive?
I feel like
is he only alive because of the structure, and that's why he's fighting so hard?
I think it's kind of like a Schrodinger's cat, like we can have Bernie's. Yeah. He's kind of like half alive. We don't know if he's alive or dead, right? So technically, he's in a place of not alive or dead until that's like the idea of it. And I think that at the end of it, he's going to be able to be alive. I think Wanda's it's within her realm, but I feel like he's going to say no.
That's
kind of right.
Maybe Vision does seem like he would say no.
Yeah, right. Like he's just like, look at what's happening.
I hope so too, because we never got to see. Yeah, but we also never really got to see like cool Vision, like super powerful. We knew he was
right, man.
To be fair, Vision's kind of a boring character, though. Like, there's never
he kind of is, but after Civil War, because he's a robot and he's just like,
yeah, he's like, I want to live. Like that's his whole thing.
Yeah, we didn't see him use. Yeah, we didn't see him like use like the full extent of his powers.
But I think a lot of that is because he's so powerful. He would actually upset the apple cart when they're trying to fight the villain. So like you have to move him out of the way.
Right.
Like they got Doctor Strange out of the way. Because he had to hold a fucking waterfall. Like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. But also, as soon as we saw him, confront more powerful beings, he was just useless. He was useless in Infinity War. He was completely useless in Infinity War. I don't think
movies can have OP power or OP characters. Like even Captain Marvel. But was she though? They literally pushed her out of the way or didn't bring her in enough for her to be useful, and then they like going into Endgame, they're just like, okay, bye. You know what I mean? Like
because they're trying to use her in the future. This isn't like this was about Captain America and Tony Stark finishing this journey that they started. Because since the very beginning, it's been Thanos pulling the strings or something related to what he's doing.
But what I'm getting
so it's Captain America, the original 6. So you can't just use your character that much that's overpowered that much and shadow this other guys because it's about them. Captain Marvel is gonna be.
I'm saying though, that I'm literally agreeing.
This is in a comic book. No, exactly. So that's why you can't use her right away. Yeah. Now that they're going into a more thing that's more based in space and it's showing more and more every time, then we're gonna see her. I'm sure we're gonna see her just do much cooler. Be more powerful and all that stuff. We're gonna see a lot of characters do that. Weekend and Speed are hella powerful. Like, and we have them now. Like we're gonna see more of that type of stuff. I think also like just introducing the concept of a multiverse just makes me think that they're just going more bigger and bigger and bigger. They're gonna keep getting bigger as long as they can. So Captain Marvel still a young character. As far as like not physically young, but he's still a young character,
Who do y'all think is the next? Who's gonna be the next big bad?
Oh well, this is the thing. I hope I want it to be Galactus. I just don't think. Yeah. I think that they're gonna hold off on Galactus because they know that's like once the movies and everything starts to get a lull, that's when they'll bring Galactus out because he's just such a big, impressive character. And like,
we're not gonna really see Galactus to like 2 or 3 more faces to like face, at least phase 7.
I think the same time we get Fantastic Four is when we get Galactus. because
You
think we're
think?
gonna get
I was
Yeah.
hearing we were getting Fantastic
I think
Four fairly early.
I think they're doing it in the next phase, which
Mhm.
maybe they are. I don't know. I think there's no way you can't do Fantastic Four without doing Galactus.
That's true.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any
So,
sense.
I mean, they don't get me wrong. They have a lot of time.
Yeah, they can.
But I
they
think
can
that, like,
definitely
they'll
do
start
that. They can
setting it
definitely
up.
do that.
You know, I think Doctor Doom is a character
Might-
that's just been done wrong so many times on screen that they have to do that. I hope they, you know what I hope they do is they do like a fucking Joker style,
Yeah.
that last
do
Joker movie that
think-
came out, but it's just Doctor Doom.
Oh my
Or
god!
like give me like a TV show of Doctor Doom ruling his island, like something like that, something that just lets the
All right,
character breathe before we just kill him off.
Who's y'all Doctor Doom? Because I was debating this the other day with somebody. Who would you pick to play?
Oh, sorry guys. My internet was acting up. I did not hear a word you guys said till Doctor Doom. But
Oh.
whatever. The point, from what I heard, Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom, all that. I think we're gonna see the Fantastic Four sooner than we think. I think we're gonna see them in the next phase,
That's what we were saying.
maybe before. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, we're gonna see them sooner than we think, and like, yeah, Doctor Doom, I think is gonna be like the next Loki.
It could be.
The next big bad guy, just because they announced that he's gonna be in a movie already that's coming soon. Kang the Conqueror. Kang the Conqueror is gonna be the villain in the next Ant-Man movie.
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna be like.
It's fucking freezing again.
I don't think he's gonna be like how Thanos was, you know.
Like the big bad? You don't think Doom
Like the
is the
biggest-
big bad?
like
Or
the
no?
Thanos
Or
thing?
I
Kang?
don't think Kang is gonna be as big as like Thanos
Oh,
was
no,
prevalent
no.
wise. As far as,
Doom,
like,
it could.
Doom could be also the
Yes.
Mandarin could be, but I don't think he would. I don't think they would do that to the Mandarin because they already disrespected him once, you know. So
The Mandarin could be what?
could be like a big like multi-movie bad guy.
Big bad guy.
He
Yeah.
could be a. I don't think he's gonna be like a big bad guy. I think he's gonna be the main bad guy in the Shang-Chi movie.
Yeah.
And for the rest of it, he's kind of gonna be like on the sideline, still doing bad shit, you know, still, you know, doing his thing, still being a problem, but he's gonna be like more of a sideline villain, you know. And it's just gonna kind of give way to other bigger, better villains, you know. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of him either way, you know.
The
So,
Mandarin? He's a dope
yeah,
ass
he's
fucking
cool.
villain.
Yeah, he's cool, but like I could take it or leave it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's fine, and I do want to see him done right because, like
Yeah.
you said, they
I was
just
just
disrespected the
upset
first
that-
one.
And I get why they did it the way they did in the Iron Man movies, only because the Mandarin lives in a world of magic, right? And
Right.
Iron Man was very much more set in a realistic setting. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong, we have like Loki, but that's only in the Avengers movies that we get to see that
Right,
kind of broadening. We have aliens only in those movies.
right. This Iron Man movie was a lot more grounded than other
Right,
Marvel
right.
movies,
And
right?
now they've introduced so much more to us. With the introduction of Doctor Strange, we're starting to see magic, and now at this point they actually can do it right. They expanded the universe so much. And
Right.
yeah, Frank, you're absolutely right. They gotta get the Mandarin right. That shit
They
was
gotta
so
get the Mandarin right.
disrespectful.
Yeah.
And the Shang-Chi movie is kind of the perfect place to do it,
Mhm.
you know.
Agreed.
So
Yeah.
hopefully that's good too. But at the same time, I don't think Shang-Chi is one of the bigger movies that they're putting
Bigger
like
movie,
a lot of effort into it, you know.
I think they're
Kinda like-
hoping that it's gonna take off like once it goes out, because
Yeah, hopefully.
kind of like a young casting. But I think that maybe it'll do really well, and maybe we'll get to see him in multiple movies. I do think they should do some cool one-off movies though. Maybe not as big as like bringing them together for like Avengers, but like, dude,
It
there's so
seems-
many heroes. They
it
could
seems
just do it one story.
yeah, exactly. It seems like they're doing a lot more of those team ups we see in comic books, like, you know, Deadpool, Spider-Man, and things like that.
yeah.
Right? It seems like because Ragnarok worked out really, really well. It was it's still one of my favorite Marvel movies.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
was
So you have
spectacular. Yeah.
right, yeah. So
Taika
we have,
Waititi
so you
has like a
have-
really interesting brain as far as like how he brings any kind of film together.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think
definitely
like, he
any kind
definitely,
of film.
like
yeah.
touched on it, like, and that's kind of
So
what made
we're
it so
definitely
happy.
gonna see, yeah, and that was a little bit of a Planet Hulk movie. It was a Thor movie still, but you had more more of a crossover into it. Civil War, it was pretty much an Avengers movie, but it was a crossover technically,
The sad part
so we are gonna start seeing a lot of it. They're saying that in the Spider-Man movie, there's gonna be a lot of characters in the Spider-Man movie, but also Doctor Strange is gonna have a big part in it. Wanda is gonna have a big part, obviously, because I think from what we're seeing right now in the Multiverse of Madness movie, the next Doctor Strange movie, I think we're gonna see a lot more of that. So I'm very looking forward to it. That way they give us what we want. They don't have to do too much getting all these actors and all these characters. They're still gonna do it for their big movies, But like, there's no reason why you can't have, like what we said, Wanda and a Doctor Strange movie, or
and I think they
Deadpool teaming up.
They know we like crossovers, and everybody will go crazy. Like if they do Deadpool, Spider-Man, I watch that movie 100 times in a row. Please, just give me give me like all the money I have in my pocket. You can have my stimulus check. Please.
Exactly.
Just give me Deadpool, Spider-Man right now.
Exactly. That will be amazing. Spider-Man, Fantastic Four. Also,
my God,
very good.
That's crazy.
He has a lot of it. He has a lot of history with the Fantastic Four. Even if you want to put two of them in a Spider-Man movie, do that. Like if you want to do it, you want to put Johnny Storm and Sue Storm in it for some reason. You know what I mean? Like in a Spider-Man movie with Spider-Man, awesome. Like let's do.
How do you think they're gonna introduce the Fantastic Four and like say,
Pablo has a really good theory. Actually, Pablo has a really good theory on this.
I have a really good theory, and I'm. It upsets me that when we record our shit for hot takes, it's called hot takes. Before we put it out, I start seeing those online, and I'm like, oh fuck, But when in one of the episodes, when we find out in WandaVision that Geraldine is Monica Rambeau.
Right.
She starts talking to Director Hayward, who also is up to no good. There's something right there,
Oh yeah, no, he's fucked up. Yeah.
But she starts talking.
Let me stop you there before you go. Yeah, no, I caught that too, and I was debating it. Who I was watching it with, I was like, "Did you hear what she just said to him?" She was like, "You took this shit away from me." I was like, "Whoa, back up."
Yeah.
She was talking to him, like specifically.
Yeah,
but go ahead, go.
Because she got dusted, so who else? Like he was like the only one available. That's kind of how they put it. But when they start talking, he says that there's still astronauts missing from the bleep, which is when they came back. So they're missing. They were in space. Why does it make sense to me that a young team of Fantastic Four were working with SWORD? They got dusted. Now that they're missing, something's happening in space. They come back as the Fantastic Four with their powers. That's why good. That's part of why I'm saying we're gonna see the Fantastic Four much sooner than we think.
I didn't even think about starting them off very young, because now that makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? That didn't even cross my mind. And they don't have
to be that young. They could be.
No, I get your point though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So like
that theory too is they could have come back when the blip happened. When everyone came back, but they also could have woken up in a coma. And they could shelve them as long as they need to, whether it's long, short, whatever. There's a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I think if anything, it's also like maybe if it doesn't happen like that, it's a good opportunity for them to introduce characters like that with all the repercussions of all this that's happening. I think there's a good chance that the Fantastic Four are gonna be coming real soon, and
that's a pretty good one.
Yeah. Another thing that caught my eye. I want to know who you think it's gonna be. Something that caught my attention was when they were talking about. I think it was a way of sending things or communicating with them or something in the Hex. And Monica says, there's an aerospace engineer that I know that will be up to the challenge. That might be someone important too. It's not just gonna be just anyone, any fucking nerd,
Yeah, I caught that.
So it could be maybe it's not even what I said. Maybe it's Reed Richards. He's saying he's an aerospace engineer is a little simplistic because he can do way more than that. But he definitely can do all that. So
you know,
it could be Reed
only
Richards.
reason,
It could be Hank McCoy, Beast. You know, which is what I hope is who I hope is. You know, or you know, things like that. Maybe it's just like Shuri, you know, from Wakanda, and she met her somehow, you know, and now you know she's like, okay, well, let's help us out, you know, which I don't think Wakanda's traditionally help government agencies like that, foreign government agencies too much, but it is a pretty big deal either way, you know. So it could be anyone. Who do you have any? Do you have any? What's your top
I'm
choice
glad
for
that
that?
I haven't even scratched the surface with that just yet. So hold on. No, I caught that too. I gotta go back to the lab and start thinking on who it is. But I don't know. I think it's a little bit too simplistic, like you said, to be Reed Richards. And
Yeah.
I don't know, for somebody that's that big, in the canon, just to be an offshoot,
Yeah.
through
Also,
WandaVision could be a little
it could
clunky.
be, yeah, that's true. But also, it could be like a young Reed Richards, you know, like still like younger. He's still like in his young days. He's working for Sword, you know, just like if he was the astronaut, you know, he's working for Sword, you know. That's how she knows him. He's just a young, promising, you know, scientist or whatever, you know, before he's the Reed Richards that we know and love. You know?
Right,
It could
because
be
I
something
think
like that. Maybe even Sue Storm. She's also very smart. She gets overshadowed by Reed Richards because she's like the smartest man in the world or whatever. But she's also a brilliant scientist. You know?
Right.
So maybe even her, you know, like I don't know. But it's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be somebody important.
Is once they do introduce Reed Richards, I really want to see the Council of Reed.
The Council of Reed. Yeah.
That's where they get
we got a multiverse. You know, we're getting a multiverse, so why not?
Yeah, like dude, that would be something fucking that, or like if they ever did like an Illuminati movie, I would lose my shit.
Yeah, but the only reason I wouldn't want that is because Tony Stark's not gonna be able to be in it.
That's true.
Like that will be my only problem with it.
I want at some point for them to do the Secret Wars and the Incursion.
Yeah.
With the multiverse. Oh my god. Yeah. I know it'll be some time from now, but again, I will give you all of my money.
The thing that makes me mad about that though is since we got impatient and introduced Venom, we're not gonna get Venom like the proper way, because like that's the thing that sucks is like that Venom origin story is so fucking good, and they just were like, nah, because I mean, don't remember that first in Spider-Man 3, they kind of did it.
They kind of did it,
but they like really like glazed over. I don't really know why they needed to.
The origins, yeah.
But
yeah, there was like 4 villains in that movie.
I know that's true.
But the origins of that Spider-Man 3 Venom were good. The origins, the story was what it was supposed to be. But like the casting choice was not good.
That's true. The casting choice was
the way they did the suit. The way they did the suit and everything else was not good. So Venom's a character that you either do that shit right or we didn't want to see it at all.
Yeah. I mean,
even the Tom Hardy movie I didn't like, you know.
It was okay. It wasn't great. It was okay.
That Tom Hardy movie felt like it was made in 2003. That's all I kept thinking. And it was just like, what the don't get me wrong, I love Tom Hardy. Honestly, I don't like too much Tom Hardy slander, but I didn't hate the movie. And it's the only way I can explain it. I was in there, it was really surreal. It was like I was in high school watching a movie. And I was like, this movie seems like 15 years old.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
But it wasn't terrible, but the origin and the way they put that story together, I did not like at all. I mean, Tom Hardy to me saved the movie. I mean, and don't get me wrong, the humor that they threw into the movie, that's how you're supposed to do Venom, because he's very dark, very sadistic. So they did get some of that right. But again, because of when we grew up with that Spider-Man animated series, you either do Venom right or you don't do it at all.
Dude, that Spider-Man, the animated series, honestly, did so many stories right. And like, dude, it got a lot of good ones. And they actually have it right now. I believe it's on Disney Plus. You can watch it.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Yep. Dude, they even did, and me and Pablo have kind of talked about it. because he didn't really watch it, I believe, growing up, but they did a.
I did do it.
Oh, did you? I mean, I was
wait,
I think
are you talking about something else?
the Spider-Man on Channel 11, and it did like we talked about when they did like an original Spider-Verse on it, like way before the movie.
No, I did. I remember that.
Okay, my bad. But yeah,
no, I think what I told you is that some of these cartoons, because I lived in Mexico till I was 11 years old. There's a lot of cartoons that like I had already stopped watching, that they are a little different. It's the same cartoon, but like the voices are different, the dialogue might be a little different and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, like
so
you stopped watching Dragon Ball Z
because
you didn't like Goku's voice in English, right?
Yeah, I try to rewatch it in English. I try to rewatch it in English. I couldn't get over his voice in English. And I was just, I just couldn't do it.
Dude, you know what? Frieza's voice in Japanese is so much better. It just sounds so much better.
Maybe I'll try that. I'll try to watch it in Japanese with subtitles.
There you go. Good.
And see if I like that. I'll try that. But yeah, some of this like even like I've never seen like Rugrats in English.
Oh shit!
Wow!
You know? Like I've never seen Rugrats. I saw Rocko's Modern Life in English for the first time like 3 years ago. You know, so like this like, and that I did like. Yeah, you know. Yeah. So that's what you're thinking about, Frank. But I did watch that cartoon religiously when I was little. That was like my favorite thing to watch. That and that old X-Men cartoon.
That's another one that's on Disney Plus. That old X-Men cartoon. I recently started watching it again, and dude, that shit was a dark fucking cartoon. There's one episode where I forget what they were doing. I know it's because of they go find Nightcrawler. They just happen to be in the town where Nightcrawler is, and Nightcrawler is very religious. And at one point, Wolverine snaps, and he's just like, "There is no God." And I was like, "Holy shit! This was made for fucking preteens! Holy crap!" It was great. I was like,
for being religious.
Like, it was awesome.
That's crazy because I turned on Batman and was like, bro, Joker was out here beating Harley Quinn.
Paul Dini had an interesting way of telling that story, and it's funny because like a lot of it's like it's a lot of influence from the comics, but Paul Dini told a lot of original stories. And the thing too is, there's a documentary on how they made the show. Paul Dini talked about how like they were allowed to get away with so much, and like what they couldn't get away with, they could like infer it. So as long as like you didn't actually seeing it happen, but they could still get the message across, it was fine.
As long as you don't actually see them slap her and shit, it's cool.
Yeah.
But, she just flying out of a window.
But you can show her with the black eye.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but on live TV, you're not allowed to show like any kind of thing that could be portrayed as sex, which is weird, right? Like SNL, when they do live sketches, they actually have to make sure that it's always assumed by the audience. It's never like very clear cut that they're insinuating sex or a sexual act, or it's really interesting. I'm like, fuck, that's a lot of like hoops to try to jump through to figure that out, but
yeah, being a writer is hard.
Yeah.
But I guess, like I've always said, creativity comes from limitations, so that just makes you work harder for it, I guess. All right, though, welcome to Completely Innocent podcast. 30 minutes in,
I know,
we're into this goddamn intro. We got caught up talking about nerd shit.
That shit was dope though.
Today we have a very cool guest that you guys have been hearing already. Dave Lynch, aka Dave the Prophet. How you doing, Dave?
Shit, I'm good, man. Like I just think like everybody else, we just ready to get the fuck out of this COVID shit. I was talking to somebody about the vaccine, and I'm like at this point, I don't care if I grow another leg.
Thank you.
Shoot that vaccine directly into my eye.
Right.
I'm good.
I said the same shit. I was like, dude, if the only way to get the vaccine is in my penis, do it. Give me 5. Put that shit in, dude. Like, let's go.
I don't
You know
even
what?
need it anymore. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to turn this into a social justice issue, which everything is, if you think about it. But I was hesitant about it at first, right? It was like kind of like the same, like, I mean, I don't trust the government, you know, I don't trust pharmaceutical companies, right? But
Of
then
course.
I started seeing articles and all this kinds of data that says that people of color are not getting it as much as white people. They're disproportionately being left out, or they're like intentionally being left out of getting the vaccine. So I was like, oh, they're trying to give it to white people more. I think it's safe. You know, like I think
they're really not trying to get it this time. It's for real.
yeah, if they thought that there was gonna be bad, like really bad side effects and stuff like that, that would just be
they
handed
tested
out
on black
in,
people.
you know,
That's what
in
they
the
used
projects. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what they do. Yeah, exactly. That's what they do. So like I would have got it. We all would have gotten it already. You know?
Yeah. It's
So
like,
that's why I'm like, oh no, it's probably fine. You know, it's probably fine.
It's like,
let's get it. You know?
Planned Parenthood is doing vaccines, y'all. It's like, hold on, time out.
Exactly. Exactly.
Time
It will
out.
be
Nah,
like
you
that.
shouldn't
All
trust
these
it.
free clinics will have them, you know, like all of that.
Yeah.
It will be like that. So that's why I'm like, oh no, it's probably pretty safe to do it. Then. You know, like, yeah, okay, let's get it. Dave, I saw that on your Instagram, you released a video and you have like, it looks like like you're inside a Stark suit and stuff.
Shit.
And there's pictures like when you're like in the donut place and stuff like that. You want to tell us a little bit about that video?
Yeah. So it's funny. A shout out to S&T Productions. They do all my videos. Every video that you see is from them. If that changes, I'll update everybody, but I don't foresee that changing anytime soon. So we was just meeting and we were talking about, oh, what do we want to do? And he's like, oh, we should go to Randy's. And I'm like, for what, man? That don't make no sense. You know, we just going back and forth like we talking. And he's like, yeah, but you know, I'm thinking of like some superhero shit. And I'm like, oh, hold on. Let's talk about this. If we're gonna do superheroes, it's called I'm It. So let's go all in. Let's do the press conference.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Let's do the press conference. Let's go to Randy's. Let's find a way. And he was like, I can do the Iron Man suit. I was like, shut the fuck up. And I swear he did it. That shit looks so good. Yeah. And I was just so impressed with what he did. That song is really good. I'm excited to be able to perform that shit when we can actually do performances that's not outside in 30-degree weather.
Yeah.
No, right.
But I'm excited to be able to do that. And you know, that song coming together was perfect for me. Tony Stark is you know, wait, it's been since 2007. Is that when it first came out? Oh wait. You know, started off my basic movie life, you know, the whole MCU. So being able to pay homage to the GOAT, you know, he basically is. And, you know, we started talking about it because I'm sure y'all see some of the videos I post about like billionaires and shit. I was talking to somebody and was like, for real, in real life, I probably would fucking hate Tony Stark. like for real, I'd be like, I fucking,
you know what?
Douche.
That is very true. I've never thought about that, but if Tony Stark existed in real life, I will hate him so much.
Fuck it.
Dude, that's just Elon Musk without an Iron Man suit right now. Like, legitimately, dude, that shit's coming.
It's
like, dude,
it's because Elon Musk never got kidnapped by terrorists.
Exactly.
You know?
So we have to kidnap Elon,
that's when Tony started,
and then now we can make it happen.
I'm more worried about Jeff Bezos, dude. That fool's gonna become like a legit supervillain. Sure.
To me, that's like, I would respect him at that point. I'm like, look, that is what you've been culminating to. You're basically Lex Luthor, just go block out the sun and just fuck it. Like
just
go full. Go in,
You're
just jokify your ass and just go right towards what you are.
Just we know you're evil. We know you're evil. Just go all out and we'll like you more. Just embrace it and we'll like you more. You know?
To me, if you going to hell, like, why not be a supervillain? Like,
every single sin in the book, every day. You know, that's already, you know.
Yeah, my only thing is the reason this shit ain't happened yet with a billionaire is because just think about all the billionaires you know. They are tremendous pussies. Like, not one of them. Not a fucking one of them. Maybe Jordan.
Well, it's like a liability to fuck somebody when you're a billionaire, right? Because like they could like that's like from what I see is like they're always worried about people taking their money. There's always a way for people, and especially like, and I'm not saying women in particular, I'm saying anybody that they're trying to fuck. So I think that might be like the way, or like even like I heard this story, this girl that had sex with the guy that played Steve from Blue's Clues. She had to sign a non-disclosure agreement afterwards.
Wait. Side story real quick. Real side thing. One of my exes, that was like her first crush ever. And that was like Steve from Blue's Clues was like when she started thinking of men like that. You know what I mean? Like it was like her awakening to it.
There was tons of, I guarantee you, there's a good amount of women that happened to. Dude,
but you know what? Yeah, because I mean like I think my first crush might have been the Pink Ranger, you know? So dude, I can see that. You know what I mean?
Definitely the Pink Ranger.
Yeah, it was the Pink Ranger. Like
I can see that. Like, yeah, cool. Like I could see why some women might be fucking Steve from Blue's Clues. You know?
You guys want to hear a cool Power Ranger fact? I know it's kind of a little off topic. Craziest thing I found out the other day: the actress that played Scorpina sang at my grandma's seasonal.
What?
The actress that played Scorpina, season 1, sang at my grandma's funeral, and I did not know until a month ago.
Wow!
I was upset, to say the least. I was beside myself. My aunt. So I posted because I went and saw Jason Font, who played the Red Ranger, during Time Force, and I posted the picture on my Instagram, and my aunt sent me a message saying, "Oh, I didn't realize you were a huge Power Ranger fan. My friend is this person." She sends me a picture, and I just send back, "Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking? You don't think my grandma wanted me to meet Scorpina? Is that what you're fucking telling me right now?"
Wow.
I really don't think your grandma cared about that.
She cared. You know how I know? She took me to a bunch of Power Ranger shit when I was a kid, so she would have been like, "What the fuck? What the fuck, mija? Why didn't you tell him?"
That's funny. Can you meet her now though?
I'm trying to. I'm trying to.
Are they still cool? You know,
apparently they're still really good friends. So I'm just like, can you make this?
Have her on the podcast,
yeah, dude. I would fucking love to.
Ask her to be on the podcast.
I asked Jason Font to be on the podcast, and he said we had to go through an agency. So hopefully that's not the case with Scorpina, the guy that I went to go, the Power Ranger I went to go see.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Nah, dude, we go through an agency for that shit. Get the fuck out the way." Next.
Like,
and then,
you should have been like, "Dude, you're not even famous anymore. You're not even that famous, right?" Like, come on.
You know what though? And like, I kind of told Pablo about this. Dave, do you meet a lot? Do you like to do meet and greets with like people who've played like major roles?
I gotta be honest. Like, the funny shit about me is, as outgoing as I am as an artist, I am a fucking introvert, like bad. So like the thought of meeting some motherfucker that I don't know makes me want to die. So the short answer is hell no.
It's an interesting thing, honestly. I've never been one, like, don't get me wrong, it's cool to meet somebody you've looked up to, and like for me, when I got to meet the guy that plays Green Arrow, Stephen Amell, like randomly I met him, and I was like freaking out. But it was like different because it was very like, I saw him at a baseball game, And when I went to go meet Jason Font, it was at a meet and greet, and I hated every second of it.
Right.
Not because he made it a bad experience, but because like his job in that moment when you're at that meet and greet is to make you feel special. And I just felt like a fucking 5-year-old. Like he was talking, like the guy in front of me, he was just like, yeah, man. And I have this Power Ranger collection. He's like, oh, for real? Yeah. And they're all signed. And I met you in 2013 and you were really cool too. And he's like, oh, no way, buddy. And I'm like, why is he talking to this guy like a 5-year-old right now? Like, it is a very,
because that's how they're
and
talking.
This a grown ass man.
Yeah, it's a dude older than me. The dude was in his 40s. And I'm just like, bro, chill the fuck out. Like,
because that's how they talk to them. That's what they want.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who would get me like that. Probably like Eminem. I'd be like, bro, like I listen to Slim Shady LP and Marshall Mathers LP, and I be doing that shit. I get kicked the fuck out of that meeting.
Don't get me wrong. When I saw Stephen Amell, like it was weird for me because I did have kind of like a word vomit experience, but it still wasn't like this like ego stroking thing. And it wasn't like about me. I was more like concerned, like I just didn't know how to control my voice, my like what was coming out for a second. And these guys were there to tell that guy how much they loved him, which I thought was very strange.
Yeah.
So
like
it's not kind of like what you go to a meet and greet for. Like
I don't ever go to them. Like I honestly went to this one
me
because
neither.
I was like, oh, this is different. I haven't really gone. I honestly can say I've never gone to a meet and greet knowing like for that reason. Like maybe I was there because something else was going on also, but like even when we went to Comic-Con, like we didn't really go. Yeah,
I didn't give a shit about meeting anyone.
I don't like it. I don't like the experience at all, which sucks because like I really want to meet the Green Ranger, Jason David Frank. I would love to meet that guy, but also like this experience really turned me off to the whole meet and greet thing. So unless we met him in a press, like
how many people you think? How many people you think they could just see like day in and day out and just. Like, you know, like that's gotta be tiring, you know? I don't
Oh, for sure.
You know, like I see my coworkers every day and it's like, it's like, damn, you know, like, and it's like, damn, you know, like, and it's like, like, yeah, like you're okay, but
right. So
you know, I'm here again. Yeah.
In my Clark Kent, my Clark Kent job, I worked at hotels for a really long time. So I used to work at in Santa Monica. And I would meet all these celebrities, and the one time I just locked up and embarrassed the shit out of myself. Fucking Ric Flair walked through the door.
Oh shit!
Ric Flair?
Oh man, I couldn't even pretend. It's Ric Flair. It's the Nature Boy. Like I was like, so he asked me for something. It was something stupid like, oh, can y'all bring some ice to the room? And I was like, yeah. And I looked at my friend. I was like, how hard was I smiling? He just looked at me like, nah, man. You are so fucking embarrassing.
He's like,
I mean, cheese. I mean, it's the fucking nature. I know I'm used to it, but it's the Nature Boy. Like, the fuck? Ric Flair? Nah.
He's like,
I'm losing it.
He's like, I think we should get somebody else to take the ice to his room. That's what I
Oh
think.
my God.
Actually.
I mean, ear to fucking ear. But you know, okay. Did y'all watch My Name is Earl?
Yeah, I've seen a good amount of the episodes.
I watched a few episodes. I didn't get into it that much, but a few, yeah.
So, but you know Crabman, right? The black dude.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Fucking douche, man. Oh my God. Bruh, I swear. Yeah, like he bitched and moaned about not having the exact room he wanted, yada. And bro, I was like, if this motherfucker call my phone one more time, bitching and moaning and complaining, yes. But he because he's so like his voice so chill, he one of them people that insult you, but he don't cuss at you. It's just real in a low tone. And you be like,
real rude.
You need to understand, I'm still gonna fuck you up if you keep talking to me like this.
It's like it's one of those that like it even takes you a little bit to like be like, oh, this guy's being a dick right now. Like, you know, like they start talking and it takes a little while. It's like, oh, he should not have said that. You know?
Like some of the shit, like if somebody yelled that at you, you'd be like, oh, so we one of us gotta go. You know, like
Yeah, right away, right? Right away. But if it's like that, it's like, wait, is this
Hold on.
motherfucker trying to
What the fuck did
disrespect
he
me?
just
Or
say?
yeah.
Yeah,
But
man.
if
Hell
they're
yeah.
just yelling, you don't even care about what they say, what they're saying. You're just
Right.
like, all right, calm down, dick. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? So in that whole realm, what I actually noticed was the huger celebrities, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just because they have publicists and shit to be assholes. But the larger celebrities, I actually had better interactions with than like your B and C list. But I think a lot of times they let their publicists be the attack dogs.
Yeah.
And it allows them to be nice. But my personal interactions with the celebrities are always good. But it may be a whole, smoke and mirrors trick they playing on you too. So
Yeah, they're protecting their image, right?
Right.
And after maybe like when they're unhappy about something, they tell their assistants, their publicists, whatever, like, hey,
go
like,
take care
make
of
sure this motherfucker gets fired, all right? You know, like, or
Right,
something like that, you know?
right.
But like in front of you, like they're just protecting their image, you know? But you know what? And it's things like that, or even if it's genuine, either they're being genuine or really protecting your image like that is what helps you get to that level. Because what else has this other guy been on? I couldn't even tell you one thing this other guy has been on.
He's been on a few things, but yeah, he didn't really blow up too much.
You know?
Afterwards.
So like he got a little paycheck from My Name Is Earl and he started acting up. He didn't know how to act anymore.
I don't know if it's little though, because they syndicated that show.
Nah, that show was rolling though, so he made some money.
No. I mean little as opposed to this much bigger celebrities than Dave's talking about.
I know what you mean.
To them, it's probably very little. To me, it's more than I've made in my life, probably. Not probably. I'm sure. I'm sure. But to these big celebrities that we're comparing them to, probably it ain't shit.
Right. He ain't got no publicist that's gonna be his attack dog. He is the attack dog. So you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But like that probably helps you get to that spot, get to the top.
That's true. That's true. I think who else? Nick Cage. A full disclosure, I don't like Nick Cage.
What?
All right, so I love the Weatherman.
Okay.
What's the shit with Travolta?
Face Off.
Face Off, yeah.
Face Off, love it.
If you don't say Gone
Lord of War was really good.
Yeah, Lord of War was good. If you don't say Gone with 60 Seconds, bro.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
All right. But when it rains, it fucking pours, and I didn't hear that shit.
But here's my thing, and maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a fucking actor. I didn't go to Juilliard. I just always feel like somebody else could have did it better. And I with Nick Cage, and I think you know what it is. It's his demeanor. It's the and I'm about to piss a lot of people off. It's the Keanu Reeves demeanor. It's that It's that very cold piece of acting.
Just almost unresponsive, right? Like
right. And for Keanu, there's certain roles where Bill and Ted, man, come on, I'm not going to disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand what that is. Fucking Matrix. I understand what that is. Nobody could have done that. Okay, so I'm not going to disrespect you.
No, but then nobody else could have done that for sure.
I mean, John Wick. I think somebody else could have. I'm sorry. It's just I
I do agree with you on that. But John Wick, even with because that's John Wick is a cold motherfucker,
Right. I hear
and
you.
He's a cold motherfucker. He didn't got time to be showing expression like
right.
That. Especially in these 3 movies. I think they take place like within the same week or whatever.
Yeah, it's all 7 days.
So,
right. 7 days.
Right.
It's all 7 days. So
the interesting
he has been being chased and tried to be murdered the whole time for 7 days. So like
the interesting part about this movie series is it wasn't designed to be a movie series. It was meant to be
No.
one fucking movie. And you see that, and even you know what? Even going into the second movie, you could still kind of feel they're like, maybe we won't.
They want to do another one, right?
But then
it's like when they kept making Hangover movies, right? Like they're so successful that we gotta make another one.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
I'm
Keanu
shocked
will
we
just
only
keep
have
doing
3
them,
of them
you know?
of the Hangover.
Like, we shouldn't have had. It should have been 1.
I think the actors were very, very hesitant to go back to even the second one. The third one, even like Zach Galifianakis, I don't remember where it was. I don't think it was in one of his specials. I think it was just a set he did somewhere. But he was like, I needed another house or some shit like that. You know, like
yeah,
was
the
like,
money had to have been good.
money-
There's no way the money wasn't fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, the money was so good that they were like, all right, let's do another one, but that's it,
Let's
right?
do it
I can't.
Yeah.
I gotta be taken serious at one point. All right?
I think they're
That's
still gonna
it.
make like 4, like well, I would say 2 to 3 more of these John Wick movies, which I
Oh
would
yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, I think
at all.
I think they did announce that it's gonna be at least 2 more. Like
Yeah,
I think
that
at
makes
least 2 more, are, like for sure. You
We
know,
need to see how it's
And,
gonna
like,
play out.
honestly, like,
We need to see how he's gonna fake his death because I don't think he's gonna die.
no, I mean they asked the director, writer/director, and they're like, and he was like, you guys watching these movies? There's no way he's gonna be fine. You know, like,
Yeah.
he's just not. That's just not. It's not how this. Look at these movies. There's no way he's gonna be okay. So
Literally
just
every
kind of get
assassin
ready
in the
for that, you know,
world
because
has been hunting him
Yeah,
for 3
exactly,
fucking
you know?
days. Like,
you guys are still asking me if he's gonna be fine? No.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
What the fuck is
Yeah.
wrong with you?
Yeah, no.
you know, that first
No,
movie
he's
though,
not. He's
is
gonna get killed eventually. You know.
that first John Wick movie though is so crazy. Like, I love the way that they really set up how soft he kind of was becoming even after his wife's death. You know, like you would not, I never would in a million years would have guessed he was an assassin up until like that
Right.
shit happens and then he breaks open that case.
Yeah,
and you're
because it
like,
was Keanu Reeves.
"Whoa." No, but I mean, it just seemed like a soft dude. It seemed like I thought it was more of a horror movie than anything. Because when I watched it, I hadn't seen the trailer.
But you
I
didn't
wouldn't know
see the
what it
trailers.
was.
I didn't see a
Oh,
trailer. I
okay.
just watched
I was
it.
like, what?
And I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be some crazy horror movie shit. And then dude, when the fucking mob boss goes into his safe and blows off the dust off the phone, his little black book that has John Wick's phone number, calls him, and John Wick picks up the phone and doesn't say shit the entire conversation and hangs up on him when he's like, John, let's not resort to our baser instincts, and then click. I was like, fuck.
Okay. Yeah, and you're
This is
like,
gonna be
oh,
crazy.
even this guy's begging him. Even this guy, obviously very powerful guy, is begging him not to do shit, right?
Yeah,
holy
yeah.
shit. As soon as John Leguizamo tells him, because he calls him, he's like, why did you hit my kid? And as soon as he tells him he stole John Wick's car, he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Dude.
It's like,
Dude.
you know, like, as soon as he tells him, like you see it, like, oh wow, like we're in trouble,
Yeah.
you know. And I mean, and the third one, like, it was like it didn't, like, some of the stuff was like, where are you guys even going with this? There's no point to this. But by that time, I like the action so much that I don't care. Now I see. I'm starting to see John Wick as I see the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, none of it makes sense, but I like seeing cars
Oh.
and tanks and stuff like that, you know.
Okay, so
just keep them coming, you know. Like,
I have not watched a Fast and Furious movie since Tokyo Drift.
Oh,
Wow.
so you watched
You
like
should.
the worst one, and that's
No.
changed a
Well,
lot.
okay. There's
They
a
changed
story
a lot.
behind that.
now, by the way.
So my brother loves cars. So like when he was younger, we watched the first 2, and then was Drift 3.
There was no 3. They just
Kind-
went to Tokyo Drift.
That's what I
there
meant. Like
was
the third,
two. There was
and
2 Fast 2 Furious and then Tokyo Drift. Yeah, you're right. I think you
Right,
said 2.
right. And I just gave up. I was like, I'm good. So I'm sure it's changed. And I was like,
It's
I'm
changed
out.
a lot.
It's not even like I
No,
honestly.
you know what?
They
It
just
does
jump
get
in
better. It does get
cars
better.
and they just do whatever the fuck they want. They break the laws
Yeah.
of physics. They fucking.
It was. I
Bro,
saw a
I see
meme
those
after the last
trailers.
movie came out. Yeah,
That-
I saw a meme
I
after
see
the last
those
movie came out
trailers,
that
yeah.
said.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I saw
Oh,
a
yeah.
meme that said the Fast and Furious crew might as well fight the Avengers now. And I'm like, yeah, that's right.
You know what's crazy, dude? I was
Yeah.
watching this video that was breaking down some of the most cringiest movies or cringiest moments that have come across the Fast and Furious time since, throughout all the movies. And you know what? It's crazy because I can't believe I never thought about this till they said it. I think it's just I was so caught up in the action. In one of the movies, Dom kind of becomes evil. Like he turns on his family and they catch him in his car and they all surround him in their cars and they have some kind of like hooks inserted in the gun in the cars that they shoot at his car. So his car's in the middle, but it's surrounded by a bunch of cars and they all have these hooks shot into the car. And then instead of just reversing, one of them just reversing and pulling the car, all of them start to burn out their wheels. And it doesn't make sense because they're not really pulling anything.
But it looks cool as hell, Frank.
It did look cool. No, I know
that's
that.
The point.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't.
That's the point I was trying to make the whole time. That's the point I was trying to make the whole
it.
time. None of it makes sense at all.
No, I know that. But what I'm saying is I didn't even realize that because I was so caught up in the action. And then I was watching this video where it's just like, yeah, if one of them just would have been like, brake, okay, gas, they would have just destroyed his car. And I'm like, that's a very valid point.
Yeah. We could say things like that for even the first one, dude.
Oh
like,
yeah, no, there's one scene in it where they're like, I forgot which one, but they're like, his car has like 500 horsepower under it, and then the next guy's like, no, 700 horsepower, and then another person, no, 1,000 horsepower. They literally go up to like, they could just keep going. It didn't even make sense. I'm like, okay, you've never seen a car with 1,000. Fuck you. That's a fucking rocket. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like,
not even a car.
That's what I was about to say. Like, it has, like, not even spaceships have that much horsepower, right?
Yeah,
they go up so high.
Here.
But I mean, like you said,
I saw the trailer for that Hobbs and Shaw shit.
Dude, I didn't even watch it. It was too much for me.
I didn't. I saw the trailer when The Rock had like a hook and caught a goddamn helicopter. I was like, "Fuck you."
That was my favorite part of the movie.
Fuck you, but
that's what I was like.
You know what?
I'm good.
I'm done. 3 movies ago, I was like, I'm gonna stop hiding this. I love the Fast and Furious franchise.
No, there's nothing wrong with that, man.
Look, I love the whole thing. And look, I love Wes Anderson and I love Daniel Day-Lewis and I love Dave Lynch. Dave Lynch, all this artistic, amazing movies. But also, I want to see The Rock. I want to see The Rock pull a chopper down with his bare hands. Also,
From my understanding,
I'm a fucking hypocrite because I love Mission Impossible. So I'm a fucking hypocrite. Like,
yeah, but that movie is different though because it's a spy movie. It's already set up so anything can fucking happen. It wasn't a bunch of.
But also Tom Cruise is 5'1".
By the way, in the next movie, in the last movie of Fast and Furious that they're ending on, they're going to fucking space. They're illegal spacers, okay? There's no fucking way they know how to get to space.
They started stealing like car stereos and shit.
Yeah, it wasn't even a business.
All of a sudden, Dom's a super soldier. What? All of a sudden, Dom's Captain America.
Dude, that's literally what's gonna happen because his John Cena, who's playing his brother in the new movie, is a spy, and he's going up against Dom. So what does that tell you? Dom is gonna take the Captain America serum, and then he's gonna have to fight him. That's it. That's the only thing. Dom is gonna get a car accident, and then his Charger is gonna become part of him, and then that's how he fights him. Like,
we love crossover. We love crossovers. So I mean, fuck it.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious crossing with fucking Transformers. Take all my money.
It's all about family.
I want to see Dominic Toretto.
Like,
I want to see Dominic Toretto. I want to see Dominic Toretto drive Optimus Prime.
That'd be weird.
Optimus can do good.
Like he tries to go.
No, they're getting chased. No, he's watch. He's inside of them. They're trying to get away. They got ambushed, right? And it's just Dom and Optimus Prime. And Optimus Prime, obviously, he hasn't driven them because he drives himself, right? And they're like, no, I'm gonna speak to the machine part of you right now. Just let me do this. And Dom just starts, driving, And Optimus Prime like respects him for that. Like he gives him control, and Optimus Prime like ends up like really respecting him for that because he's about the driver, not the car.
And
so
right
like,
at the end,
Dom
of the
just
movie,
does all these amazing things. Starts doing backflips with the truck and stuff, like crazy stuff,
No, dude, that's right.
You tell me that wouldn't be cool to see?
Right at the end of the movie, Optimus Prime transforms, looks at Dom in the eyes, and says, "'Cause we're family."
And then Dom got a fucking space gonorrhea because that's how they have sex. That's how.
I was thinking the same thing. I was
like,
if he's shifting while he's driving Optimus Prime, does that mean he's just touching Optimus Prime's dick? Like,
he was, and he got a rash.
Like he's just like, Dom, don't stop.
Yeah. And Dominic Toretto dies of space AIDS.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the end of the character.
You know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that ending. I think that's how
Optimus Prime just fucking everybody's bitches.
Yeah, dude.
I'm cool with that.
They're going. They're like you said. They announced that they're going to. Like you said, they announced that they're going to space. That's where they meet, the Decepticons, and then the fucking Autobots save them, and that's how they meet. And then the next movie is the crossover when we see that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
There it is. All right, you guys want to land this puppy already or what?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's roll.
About an hour. Dave, thank you so much. I feel like we got caught up in talking about other things more than your projects. I apologize. But also, it was a really good talk. We love having you on. Do you want to plug your social media and stuff like that?
Yeah, and don't worry about that. The point of this is for people to get to know us. So I think, just plugging projects ain't the only thing. So you can follow me at Dave the Prophet. Prophet spelled like money, so there's PROFIT. And thank you guys. I appreciate it. It was a great combo, man.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you for hanging out with us, guys. If this is your first time listening to our podcast, please follow us on Facebook. It's just Completely Useless Podcast, or you can go on our Instagram at Completely Useless Podcast, or our website completelyuselesspodcast.com. Thank you guys for hanging out with us.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Black lipstick and a spider web. Look so cute when you're wearing all black. Girl, come see your bitch, that's on my lap.